Hey everybody, Dan Shinder here on continued live coverage of the 2019 NAMM Show. I'm here with John Good of Drum Workshop at DW Drums to talk about what's new for you. John, what is up? So nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Feels like it's been a year.
Yeah, maybe more.
Maybe more. Maybe more. Well, anyway, it's great to see you as always.
You too, I appreciate that.
So here's the deal. You've got this drum in your hand, okay?
With unfamiliar grain.
Okay, very unfamiliar to you and most people because this has never been done. Now, let's go back in time. Let's go back 15 years ago. I came to my office and somebody dropped off a piece of wood, like a little log. And it was like, I don't know, about 10 inches in diameter. And I went to go pick it up and I couldn't pick it up. It was that dense, that heavy. Anything like that intrigues me, right? So immediately I sent it to my mentor, Don Sadler in Michigan. Okay, so Don Sadler gets it, and he calls me right away, and he goes, stay away from it. Stay away from it. It's firewood. It's hard to work with. It's squirrely. It's weird. It's almond.
And you didn't know that when you saw it?
No, I didn't know that. So I said, well, okay. And he goes, no, I'm serious. This is trouble. Poo-poo, no, all that stuff.
Wait, I got to ask, did this attract you to it more?
Initially, yes, because you know my personality. But I took his lead, and I said, okay, you know what? I'll move on. So, but he cut out a piece of it, and he sent it to me, and I used it as a paperweight on my desk for 15 years. You've been to my desk, and I think you've picked that piece of wood up before. And it's really dense and heavy. Anyway, so here we go. It's a paperweight now. And, I'm a creature of habit. I go to the same restaurant 5 days a week for the last 22 years. They have a table with a plaque on it and a place for my book to sit down. And, and they're wonderful people, the Olive Garden of all places. Anyway, but on Friday nights, my wife and I go to the same place year after year after year after year. So you get to know everybody, right? You get to know I'd like to sit at the bar because you sit at the bar and eat and you get to talk to the guy and he tells you what's going on and how his wife's doing and his kids and blah, blah, blah. And we love stuff like that. Yeah. So we always sit at the bar. Like I was a good puppy dog and I kind of went, and marked my territory and that stool's mine, dang it. So that's the way it goes. So here I am going in there every Friday night. And Francesco runs the place. A big hug, kiss. He's very Italian, and I love the guy. Michelin-rated chef. So it's really great food. So I go in there about 8 months ago, and there's a bastard in my chair. He's sitting not only sitting in my chair, he's enjoying a meal.
Was it Don Lombardi?
No, it wasn't, because I could throw him out of there. But no, it was this guy. And so I was, Esther grabbed my arm and I started to melt down inside. There was a tornado in my head. And she's convinced that maybe I need to see a professional person about this. And I'm thinking, you know what, honey, it could be the time. Because I just can't get over it. I let stuff like that bother me. So anyway, here we are. And the guy hands me my Prosecco. He knows me like the back of his hand. And Esther has her little club soda, and he tells us the specials, right? So he tells me all the specials, and he goes off and chops up some lemons or something. So we're sitting there, and this guy has the audacity to say, excuse me, sir, I think he forgot to tell you about this special I'm having. It's the veal Milanese, and it's to die for. My wife then goes, hey, I think I'm going to have that. So now they're talking. She's switching teams. And so we do this whole thing, and the guy then starts to show us pictures of him and his wife. His wife in Florence with his daughter. They're having a mother-daughter vacation. Therefore, he's alone. And he's just very talkative, and he's just lonely.
In your seat.
In my seat. So the evening kind of goes on and on and on, right? And so he tells me, he says, yeah, I'm in a marketing entrepreneur. Italy was mine, in marketing-wise, and it's a place from Torino, Italy, where I grew up. And now I'm going, Torino, like now we're talking. Then he goes, you ever heard of bubblegum shrimp? And I go, of course. And he goes, Spielberg and I marketed that thing into a reality. And I'm going, this guy's got credentials. And how about Cheers, the bar? He says, that's mine. I'm going, wow. So now we're talking. And
But he's still in your seat, though.
He's in my bloody seat. Anyway, so, but it's okay for right this second. So anyway, he finally goes, yeah, look, my wife's family, they really miss her. And I go, well, that's sad. I mean, she's on vacation. And he goes, no, you don't get it. They're very homespun. They're farmers up north. And I said, really? So what do they farm? And he goes, almond. And one thing led to another, and he wound up coming out to my factory. His name's Jonathan Zeeley. Turns out to be a good friend of mine now. He and his adorable wife, Laura. So we go up to Arbuckle. That's just north of Sacramento.
Yeah. Wait. By this time, did you tell him? By this time, did you tell him about the seat?
Oh, he totally knows about the seat. He'll never do that again. Anyway, so I mean, he's a friend, but hey. So we go up to Sacramento and we go and meet the family, and they are adorable people, and they farm 30,000 acres of almond. Now up there north of Sacramento it's pronounced almond. South of Sacramento it's pronounced almond. So for the sake of easiness, let's just call it almond today. Yes. So anyway, we cut down 70 trees, and they're glorious, and they've got green leaves, and they're beautiful. They've got baby ones that for as far as your eye can see, they're little babies. And what they do is that the little babies don't like to put their feet in the dirt and get going. So what they do is they graft peach to those almond trees. Yeah, and those like to root. So I learned a lot being there. So there's all these little babies, and then across the road there's teenagers. And then further down, there's millennials that are exploding almonds. And then way down through a pasture, and we're talking miles and miles. As far as your eye can see, we get to the elderly ones. Now, when an almond grove turns 30, 35 years, it's beautiful. They're all in straight lines. You could just see a nice, wedding video or something like that with a bride walking through it. They're not in the business of videos, for Christ's sake. They're into almonds. And when they get to that age, they stop really giving almonds, like 2%. So what they do with that, unceremoniously mow it all down, push it all into a pile, and burn it. That's what they do with this wood. So what we did is we went and rescued some of these trees, 70 of them, and got, sections, like there's only going to be this big, right? So I got 70 of those and bound them up. There was 14,000 pounds of almond.
So you trucked them back to Arkansas?
I trucked them to Ohio because they got a short lathe there that can cut this stuff. I'm, by the way, not welcome in Ohio anymore because we broke 4 blades doing this. Anyway,
That's a dense wood.
it's dense. It's hard. It's really hard. And so they finally got the veneer back to us, and we put it all together. Now, the stuff's not long, so the short grain's cool. But for a long grain, you need 72 inches. I got 30 inches, maybe. So we developed a thing called staggered tandem core for the long grain. Now, think about a brick wall in your mind. That's how we put it together. And when you bend it around, when you bend a continuous long piece of veneer, there's tension involved, and the pitch goes up. With short grain, there's no tension. Pitch stays down. With the staggered tandem core, an amazing thing happened. We bend it around as strong like bull, but it doesn't raise the pitch. It stayed down low. So, it's so hard. So I am over the moon with this drum kit. And I have to say, and I know that you've heard me say this before, that every time I develop a new thing, it's my favorite thing. Sure. This is my favorite. Really? And I'm only making 50 kits, 50 snares right now until the next harvest, and then we'll make more. So the gratifying thing was today at NAMM, we won Best in Show for that drum set.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, that's
And it was
a
really,
new product.
really gratifying. So to close, I just want to say that, I have a tendency to swim in the shallow end of the spiritual pool. I know I do. But there was a reason that guy was in my chair.
That's right. Let's show them the inside of this. Marvin,
There it is.
so the most unique property of this is that it's so hard, and therefore you get more resonance from it, and the fact that when you bent it around, the pitch didn't go up; it stayed nice and low. Right? We almost had a boom.
Who the hell did that? Can we not play just yet? Thank you. Okay.
So is this? Well, if you don't mind me asking, how long's it been out on the market? Is it brand new just now?
Oh, it's brand spanking new.
Okay, so who do you think's going to gravitate towards this the most? Just the rock guys, or do you think some of the fusion and jazz guys are going to love the deep resonance of this as well?
First of all, they're sold out already. And secondly, anybody who really can appreciate the full spectrum of sound, and that's, you can give it all you've got and it'll say, give me more.
That's awesome.
And not only that, it's sensitive and articulate, which is, designed for jazz. It's designed for fusion,
Funk.
anything you want to throw at it. I believe in this drum set so much, and I'm so happy with the way it's turned out. So,
Awesome. What are the sizes of the kit?
well, you can get it in a variety of sizes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not making Terry Bozzio, Neil
Right.
Peart kits, but within reason, there's 24s, 23s, 22s, 20s, 18s, bass drums, and then a myriad of tom sizes. And the snare drums, most of what people have ordered has been the conservative, 10, 12, 16, 22. But, if you twist my arm and my left side's worse than my right, I'll make you something.
Flexible on some
I'll make you something nice.
The grain is so beautiful and so unique. If you look right above the throw off right there, that's a pattern that you don't see on any other drums because no one's using almond. I almost said the bad word the wrong way. Ammon. Ammon if you're north of Sacramento, in Arbuckle or north. Almond everywhere else. Have you recorded with this kit yet to see what it sounds like through the? Is it punchy?
There is a YouTube 30-minute deal being made right now. It's being edited. It's going to be really fun because it absolutely spotlights what this is all about. It's an education in a part of the heritage of California. I don't know. I've been everywhere doing stuff,
Yeah.
and like I say, I feel really good about celebrating California this year because
That's awesome.
all the things that have happened to us in my little town of Thousand Oaks, you never think things bad will happen, and
Right.
and I certainly don't want my grandchildren to remember those thoughts.
Right.
So remember those good thoughts, and
Almond from Northern California.
yeah, from something that is truly the heritage of California. And so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So I have to ask you this. Are you an almond lover as far as the nut?
My wife turned our house into, because we got 100 pounds of fresh raw almond, and she turned our house into a factory. And here at the NAMM Show 2019, we filled up this jar about 100 times. She made close to 3,000 packages of almonds.
Fresh roasted? Or?
Yes, and it says in the label at the bottom, from the kitchen of Esther Good.
I love that. Oh, are you making I don't know do you cook? Okay. Does Esther make things like almond encrusted salmon or anything like that?
What we're doing is this.
Whole almonds.
These almonds with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, a dash of sea salt, and she cooks them at 400 degrees, roasts them, and she turns them and da-da-da-da. She's got all these pans out, and she's got her little assembly line. My granddaughters are putting the labels on it. It was cute, and anyway, it's a family thing, and from Don Lombardi, Chris Lombardi, and myself, and all the artisans at DW, I want to thank you for this interview.
Thank you, John, very much.
I'm going to have to run now.
Okay, no worries. Thank you, everybody, to our million-plus fans on the Drum Talk TV Facebook page with live coverage of the NAMM Show 2019 at the Drum Workshop office here at the show with John Good. Thank you so much, John.
It's been my pleasure, Dan. It's always great, and I'll see you.
We'll talk soon. Thank you.